Hey everybody, welcome to our weekly MKTRedline post. We have some interesting things going on today. Ghost is a little bit sick, right, Lee?
Yeah, Lowe's a little sick.
So let's talk about that. Let's do a little bit of a prediction. Even though Ghost is sick, we got a way to do that because not all of it's sick. So let's do this. So one of the things that can complicate things whenever you are doing a post like this is Lee and I are actually in way different time zones. He's in the UK, I'm in the US. Both countries don't change time zones at the same time. So the US changed a few weeks ago. They changed over in the UK last Sunday, which was 2 days ago. And that sort of threw a bit of a wrench in the system, right, Lee?
They did, and holographic decryption engines really don't like time changes. And the bit of software that we put in to handle the change, it fell over.
So Ghost is sick. Is got a fever? Do you have a little thermometer in one of its like USB slots or something?
Yeah, our software is really complicated. It's very, very large code base. It is recovering, and it takes a little while to build up the forecasts, but we hope to be back to normal real soon.
All right. So there are multiple modules to Ghost. There is the shortwave trader, which is what you use to do these weekly type predictions. There's also the long wave trader that does further out predictions. Is that correct?
That's indeed correct. We've got a number of different features and functions. There's 14 on MKT Ghost at the moment, and we can blend them all together to give a reasonable impression that leads to a prediction.
So using all those tools together is how you get to those great predictions, which, by the way, you've been right on so far. We're going to end up where we're not right. Again, everybody, we're just not perfect, but it's been great so far. So it's like, yay, us. Let's go back and look at what you said last week and see if you were right, even though I think I already gave that away. But let's look at it.
To make everything really clear and understandable, at the crosshairs in the blue cyan color is the exact time and the price level that the euro US dollar was at when we made our prediction. And if you recall, Kim, what I said is we would see that the price wouldn't go down, it would go up into 1.082 to 1.804, which is in between these two lines. Now, what I didn't say, but was on screen, was we had another level up here, which is produced from the long wave. And we'll do a prediction later on the long wave. But you'll also recall I said it would go up into this zone up here, peak, and then come down again, down no lower than 0.69. And it's only just 20 pips. That's literally just 0.002 away from that low before it would carry on.
Also, with us looking at this thing and looking in how to read it as well, it's still a learning process for everybody. That's why this is in beta, That's why we're looking at it. So we are going to glean more information on it. It's another thing that we want more eyes on it when we actually do go into a public beta, which we'll release through our MKTRedline Trader program. We really want people to get in there and look at it because we're all going to learn more as we look at it because this is completely uncharted territory. It's a completely custom built technology. We're not taking anybody else's technology and using it. We're still figuring some of this out ourselves, and having some help would be great too.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I wanted to point out, Kim, is you can see on the screen right now, we have the AI arrows. They read the hologram for you on a short-term basis, and they give a little prediction that's out 8 hours. And as you can see, where we've got green arrows, the price went up, and where we've got red arrows, the price went down. It's what we call self-evidently correct.
There we go, self-evidently. I like that. So whenever we're talking about, we've mentioned the long wave and the short wave trader within Ghost, can you sort of explain the difference between the two?
So we're going to switch over to pound US dollar. And what we can see from here is a green line that sticks out in front into the future. The green line is the classic holographic, what the market is thinking right now. But we've got algorithms that read a lot of the waves and work out what is the most likely intended region. And we call those the medium to short-term waves because they're in the next few hours or the next few minutes.
Okay.
The yellow section here is our long wave. Just by looking at that, I can make a prediction. And my prediction is that pound is against the dollar is likely to sort of fluctuate around the current price that it's at, which is 1.234. It'll hit 1.248 to maybe 1.25 and stop. And then in the next, maybe even 2 weeks, because it's a long wave, we will see it be in this target area down here at 1.173.
Excellent. So in lieu of being able to do a shortwave prediction today because of Ghost's issues and it being a little sick, this is a longer term that we're going to have to come back and revisit over the next couple of weeks then?
Yeah. I mean, I just think it will be interesting to see if I'm right, that it doesn't, poodle off up here into the 128s.
This is something that's another tool for traders, people that hold for longer positions and things like that. So this is a type of tool that they would use in conjunction with everything else that's in Ghost.
How it's really used in anger with our trader community is the spikes that we see on it are picking out future levels. Traders love that because they like to trade from levels because they can compare it with their own perception of the market and use it to decide whether they want to, when to enter a trade, if this level is the level they want to get in. They're not trying to get in very short inflection points. Short-term trading has higher risks. You might have more volatility on your trading account, but there are times when we can really nail, like we've done in the last 2 weeks, we can really nail the next few days type movement that they're going to see. And that's where the two combined together give us a enormous advantage because you only have to have, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4% extra edge and it doubles your gross margin.
And this puts all the tools in your toolbox to do that. I did have a question for you. Did you say trading in anger earlier?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Oh, that's English. It means that you're very serious about trading and you're really trying to make an awful lot of money.
That's one I still have never heard before, so I learned something today.
You should have seen my first steps into the States. I know quite a few Englishisms that aren't interpreted quite the same. But that's another story.
Ooh, yeah, I can think of some. How about an update on Redline?
Well, we've had no spikes this week, which is good. And the volatility is still high, which means we're in a capital destruction mode still. But for those traders who have our MKT risk index on the MKTRedline trader product, they'd be able to see that and quantify it and see how it's relevant for their particular portfolio or trading needs.
All is calm as far as the spikes go.
But the thing about black swan events and strangeness in the market is it could happen at any time. Right. So you need to be on top of it.
If you're looking at the MKTRedline Gauge product, the free version updates daily. It doesn't give you actual notifications if there is a spike, so you have to keep looking at it. The pro version, which is $9.99, it's $9.99. People pay what, $2,000 a month for a Bloomberg terminal? It's $9.99, and it sends you a notification. So, duh, how about it? Okay. So we're having way too much fun today. Join us next week for more short-term predictions. We will track that long-term prediction from today, and who knows what else we're going to get into. Have a great week, everybody.